How we doing, guys?
Good. What do you look to accomplish in these 2 days, and what is your message to the team as they leave at the end of today for their break?
They're short practices, so we clean up the game, and then we get out on the field for an hour on Wednesday, an hour on Thursday. A lot of the veteran players, a lot of guys who have been banged up don't practice, so it's a great opportunity for the younger players to get some work in team settings. Great chance for us as coaches to spend some time with them individually. We work hard on the fundamental part of it, and then we give them a chance to have some reps. So that's a good thing. Some of the veteran guys who aren't practicing as much, it's an opportunity for them to lift and run and kind of heal up a little bit. And it's a chance for all of us to take a little bit of a breath. As coaches, we do an extensive self-scout through the first 7 games, really go through every phase of our team. We do that on a weekly basis, but this gives us a chance to really take a breath and reset for a minute and really look at it again and hopefully make the necessary adjustments as we come down the stretch in the season. So it's a very productive time for us. Gives everybody a chance to kind of get out of the rhythm of the season for a little bit in a good way and hopefully get some time off and then come back next week refreshed, ready to go, reset and recharged, and excited for the next challenge.
What are some of the things that stand out to you from taking that sort of overview of the first 7 weeks?
Oh, I think there's been some good things in all phases of our team and some things we got to get better at. There's some very specific things that you can say, boy, we have to improve in this area. Whether it's a concept on offense or something specifically on defense or in the kicking game, there's plenty of that. There's some things that you look and say, boy, we've been pretty good up to this point. How can we keep doing that or even improve upon that? And there's a lot of it. It's a very extensive study. But there's some good and there's some bad, and there's plenty of stuff that we have to improve upon.
How are Robert Quinn and Leighton Vander Esch doing?
Seem like they're doing well.
Any improvements on their health for Monday, or just?
Yeah, neither of them are going to practice today. They're in that group that's kind of working with our trainers, but we anticipate those guys hopefully being ready to practice next week.
When the schedule comes out, how quickly do you look for the bye and see where it is? And is there a benefit? It's right in the middle of the season, that it's not too early and maybe not a little later.
Yeah, I don't know how quickly I do. It's certainly one of the things when you're first looking at the schedule that eventually you get to, and you see where does this thing break. And I do think it works out well when it's somewhat in the middle of the season. But invariably when you're playing an NFL season, the bye always comes at a good time. You can use it to your advantage. Typically, you got guys who are banged up, so you try to get them healed up and get them ready for the next challenge.
NFL trade deadline is Tuesday. How would you characterize the level of related discussions leading up to then?
Oh, I think we're always looking to improve our team, and it's really a 365-day out of the year proposition. So, I know our personnel people are talking to people around the league. They're always fielding phone calls. They're always evaluating our team and players all over the league. And if anything strikes our interest as we get closer, we certainly look at it.
Is there anything you think you guys need?
Excited about the group that we have. Really am, and really focused on coaching the group that we have. There have been a lot of good things in the early part of the season that we can build on, and certainly plenty to correct. And that's really what we're focused on as coaches more than anything else, rather than thinking about, getting somebody from somewhere else. We'll let the personnel people address that here at the outset, and if something comes to us, that's when we consider it.
Different dynamic than this time last year when you felt, there was a crying need to kind of upgrade it at receiver. This is proven to kind of be an Achilles heel. You don't really see that at this point.
Well, again, I think it's the same approach. You're always looking for ways to improve your team, and we felt like, when the opportunity to bring Amari Cooper to our team, we felt like he was going to make a big impact, and there's no question he has. So you're always trying to do that. You're always looking for guys who can make your team better. That's part of what we do. And certainly Amari's done a great job for us.
Zach Martin mentioned yesterday that one of the things Jason Witten is great at is not only holding players accountable, but coaches as well. How do you balance that with your players, that y'all are coaching them, but you want to have that conversation in a two-way?
Well, we have a number of guys who do a great job of that. And again, we try to keep the standards high for our players, but we try to keep them high for ourselves too in everything that we do. And you like to develop relationships with players and develop trust with your players. And a big part of of playing well as a team is communicating. Coaches communicating with each other and coaches communicating with players. So you like to keep those lines of communication open. And, Witt's a veteran guy, seen a lot of football, so when he says something, he's out there on the field. Hey, this guy's playing me inside, this guy's playing me outside. That resonates with us. But we have a number of guys who do that, and we think that's a good dynamic for your team.
When you assess things from the first 7 weeks, is there any part y'all talk at all about how you handled the prosperity of 3-0 and whether you could have done anything differently there?
Oh, I think that's a theme that we talk about really on a daily basis. How you handle success, how you handle adversity, and that's certainly a week-to-week thing in the NFL, but it's really a play-by-play thing. And it goes to mental toughness and how locked in you stay, how focused you stay, and how well you can execute on that next opportunity. So, I don't know that there's anything specific coming out of those 3 weeks where we said, boy, we weren't doing this, but we're always trying to instill that in our team. I think the best players, the best teams do that really better than anybody else.
So you guys self-scout every week, but this week you kind of really narrow the focus and pin it down. Do you ever get surprised, like, wow, I didn't know we ran this play to this formation on this, when you're doing these things?
Again, we try to keep tabs on it really week to week. I don't know that we get blatantly surprised. Sometimes maybe you miss a trend here, you miss a trend there, or, boy, I thought that was better than that, right? Boy, I didn't think it was that bad, or whatever. So you kind of look at those things, and again, the biggest thing is to get the information, okay, what are we going to do with it? And what were the reasons behind it? Oftentimes you get a lot of numbers. You always have to put them in context and try to understand how we got to that point, and then make the necessary adjustments as you go forward.
This is a time for a lot of us to be able to measure Amari from 16 games. You get the round number of touchdowns, yards, et cetera. How do you measure sort of some of the intangibles that you think he's brought?
I don't know. I don't know that I spend a lot of time measuring people's intangibles. But certainly he's been an impactful player for us, and you've heard me say this many times. We love him as a guy. We love him as a player. He's a smart player. He's a tough player. He's been a very productive player for us, and that can't help but have a positive impact on the people around him. The receivers, the guys on offense who he's around most of the time, and then our whole football team. And we believe very strongly, if you have those kinds of guys who go about it the right way, if they're your best players, if they're your most productive players, there's no question that can have a really positive impact on the rest of your football team. He sets the right example for what we're looking for, and then it shows up on Sunday. Okay, he has a lot of credibility with everybody in our organization.
At this roughly half point of the season, what has Dak you've shown thus far?
I think he's off to a really good start. His leadership has been fantastic. His mental and physical toughness has been fantastic. He, too, is a great example to his teammates about how he approaches it every day, handles the success, handles the adversity week to week, play by play. I just think he's been outstanding in that regard. He's certainly been very productive for us throwing the football, very productive running the football. He's playing at a very high level. There's certainly plenty of things that he needs to work on. He works on it as hard and as well as anybody I've ever been around. So he's a very focused guy, very purposeful guy. So certainly off to a great start, and hopefully it gets better and better as we go.
For all the production that he and Amari have had, it seems like still they're building and still ascending. Sanjay talked yesterday about there's a ceiling that Amari hasn't reached yet, and as you described, Dak, how encouraging is that for both those guys that however productive they may be, they still are evolving?
Yeah, it's exciting, and it really goes back to their approach. I mean, they want to be great players individually. They want to be great together. They want our team to be great, and they come to work every day with that mindset. So that's what's fun. That's what's fun about coaching. You just see guys wanting to be great, and you can try to help them really each and every day improve their skills and put them in an environment where they can grow. And it's exciting to have those guys who are motivated and want to be great, want to be the best at what they do.
Tony's involvement, and you talked about this earlier in the week, was it's different this past game. How much of that is simply catered to your opponent and your game plan, where week by week you're going to attack a defense in the way that you feel gives you the best chance to win that specific game? And how much of it is it during this bye week self-scouting and figuring out some sort of a foundation of we want to get this guy involved to this level degree each game?
Talking about Tony Pollard?
Yeah.
Yeah, again, he played a lot of football for us at the outset as Zeke was coming back, and he's someone we really like. And even though he's a rookie, he's picked things up well. He's shown us that he can run it. He can catch passes out of the backfield. He's a good protector. He's a willing protector. He's smart enough to do it. The issue is Zeke Elliott's a really, really good football player. So you want to make sure you give Zeke his opportunities. We have tried to use them together a little bit. That's been productive for us. And you just want to give him chances. So, the issues are you want to get Amari Cooper chances. Hey, we got to get our tight ends going. Let's make sure we keep Zeke going. So anytime you're giving one guy a chance, sometimes it works against opportunities for other guys. We find it's best to try to attack a lot of different ways with a lot of different people. And sometimes you have games where a particular guy is more productive than another, but then the next week it flips back around. And the best offenses I've been around have been able to do that. That's really was the dynamic with it.
There were 5 plays where they shared the field on Sunday. 2 of those were sacks. When you look at that, is that just kind of what seemed to happen on those 2 plays, kind of the fluke aspect of it, or do you think there's something in that personnel grouping that is a concern?
Yeah, I don't think there was any connection to it.
Thank you.
All right, good to see you guys.
Thank you.